afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperialdane, Master Propaganda Hero Psych Defender of the Fatherland, off yet an exciting 1 vs 1 on Crossing in the Woods. Yes, indeed. The setting is the Eastern Front 1944. The Germans are launching a counterattack by mortal to try and stabilise the front line and push back the Russians a bit. In the south, we got Imperialdane himself fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, the 1st Panzerdivision, versus in the far north, we got Puco fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, and the 33rd Tank Corps. We got Encirclement, Jaeger Infantry and Mobile Defense with machine guns, Stug and Panzergrenadier Bulletins versus Guard Rifle, Shock Rifle, and Guard Mortier with Triple Infantry for Puco, doubling these into a Maxim build with a Grenadier MD42 start here. As I rush my troops aggressively here towards the west to sort of try and occupy more of the important position, have the Grenadiers then follow up and secure the points in the wake of that. We can see a Puco though sending engineers pretty swiftly. Maxim build on the way here obviously, so that's going to be a bit of a tricky thing to react to, since of course I'm not entirely sure what to expect. Will it be a heavy conscript build? Will it be penal troopers? Or will it be Maxims? And I can't really react until I sort of really know that. I mean, if I make sort of the wrong move initially, then I can sort of get punished pretty heavily. Either way, with this sort of engineer moving down there, quickly pop back into the house, ensuring you can't get in there and sort of frustrate my points here. Moving up the MD42 to help defend the point. Going to do scram territory. They got the maximum down there for Puco, who is a top 100 player with the Soviet Union. So point here secured. MD42 hanging back, sandbags up here to help further defend. Second max on the way there for Puco and the Soviet Union. Grenadier advancing here through the foliage, the brushes, and there we go. Engineers under fire from the Grenadiers. Count TKs as Mosnagans. MD4 hanging back here, Maximing in here, and we'll be opening up with Grenadiers pretty rapidly. And of course, telling me he's gone for a Maxim build. Grenadiers squad number 2 around, we're trying to up here to flank, and the MD42 up from the other side to that way flank the Maxim from there. Grenadiers here being suppressed, but I'm just going to use some sort of stall and buy time. Maximum reposition. He's probably expecting a flank or something else, but instead finds an MG42 waiting for him, and Petrov falls. Grenadiers continuing the flank up here, rushing up there. In fact, I might be rushing straight for the house. At least there will be once I see the Maxim up there. Since I'm getting into the house there before the Maxim suppresses my Grenadiers, that'll be pretty helpful. And there we go, just in the nick of time, managed again so before the Maxim to suppress the Grenadiers, turning the tail down the Maxim. Grenadiers moving up to put further pressure in there. MD4 coming up to flank the Maxim there as well, allowing the Grenadiers to fight a bit better, except I might actually end up setting up slightly incorrectly. More on the way to help this is this sort of Maxim heavy build. Grenadiers taking damage up close, the Maxim tank through them, though they are doing some damage, and there you go. MD4 to the rescue. Maxim now caught in a deadly crossfire. Third Maxim on the way there for Puco. Here down south we got Pioneers defending the Kov point there from a Russian attempt to hit that point. Grenadiers will need soon to fall back. Engineers under heavy fire as well, slightly withdrawing from this vicious engagement. And then go third Maxim out for Puco, others reinforcing. And we got the other Maxim here creeping up in the far west, spotting and falling back with them before to a more defensible position. And the Grenadier moves up for Germany. Pioneers sweeping eastwards as well. MD42 being suppressed by the Maxim. Grenadiers grabbing the point here. Mortar in supporting range. We'll go third. Grenadiers will lay more infantry. And trying to hit the mortar there, but already beginning to fire where it was rather than where it is. Bit of a mistake by me actually. Should have waited there until it sort of set up again before I began mortaring that position. So that was definitely a flaw there by me, allowing him to just mostly move ahead. And there we go for triple Maxim moving down. I'm just basically going to fall back for now. There's no point in just feeding more troops into the Maxim's head on. That's just going to, you know, benefit Puco massively. Except going to move elsewhere, going to try and pressure Puco elsewhere. In fact, also just try and move up the east, where I imagine he is not putting all of his efforts into. So falling back for now here in the west, giving ground to the Russians. And sometimes that's just the best approach, rather than just, you know, constantly feeding manpower into engagement. You're not exactly going to win anyways. Try to use some manpower elsewhere more efficiently for a bigger impact. Pioneers and Engineers here. Grenadiers are going for the car front, flank up behind the news. We've got a fourth Maxim over there for Puco, a very Maxim heavy build. Certainly haven't seen that in some time. Grenadiers here trying to quite, you know, target, so the mortar can just bombard the Maxim here, getting some kills in, but sadly, I don't think it's going to work out too well for much longer. Grenadiers trying to flank up behind. Down here, MD42 reinforcing, take up is done, but the Pioneers occupied around here. Light machine no way for the Grenadiers, and we got another Grenadier squad going for an even deeper flank here. But getting suppressed, not looking too well. The mortar needs to fall back as well. Grenadier squad halted. Pioneers pushing back the engineers there at least a bit, and down here MD42 moving as well for the fatherland. No doctrine from either side. Grenadiers doing what they can up here, and there go. Rifle grenade off on the Maxim crew. Wiping it. Puco here going for guard rifleman. He's always going to go for, well, guards rifle infantry. To that way push it, but his Maxims are though being rather aggressively worn down, as I just sort of try to outmaneuver them, flank them from several points at the same time to ensure they can't just easily swing about. And there you go, could get a Maxim white P, MD42 plus Grenadiers, and there we go, one Maxim down besides the other one. Grenadiers falling back. And we got mines down here to defend the northern fuel point. Basically neither player, those getting in on their fuel points for now. Recruiting a Maxim to join in here as the Grenadiers falling back, going for the western fuel, and there we go, going for encirclement. Stormtroopers. Stoßtruppen. Maxim setting out their shot, guards moving down. Back here, reinforcement, and I like to make a nice company getting up with some light vehicles. Machine guns tearing through the Maxim there pretty rapidly, but the guardsmen on the flank there rather make things hazardous. We've got another Maxim moving up to flank there as well. Puco is just keeping up the pressure there with those Maxims. Since they are highly mobile, you can use them like that, which is exactly what some players do. Just get a lot of Maxims and just moving about there like they're essentially infantry. They can suppress other infantry. Like to make a nice company done for Deutschland. Grenadier moving up here. Maxim using the sniper's nest here to spot for the mortar, and I was justified with the light machine avoiding getting suppressed. The only reason I moved them out there was because I got the grenade warning, so I just decided to get them out, but those were apparently a reaction to their own mortar. Occasionally you get these kinds of false positives, which is a bit annoying. But usually just paying attention to that whole, they're throwing a grenade or something like that, it's usually when I go, alright, I'm just going to play it a bit safe there. Checking since there, that could hurt a bit of wipe. Going for the 250 half-track versus a Maxim here build. A half-track can be used. I'm not going to go for the flamethrower, I'm going to use it for the infantry. Transportation, all that's going to also maintain a better, stronger frontline presence. Lots of mines in the west here from Puco, at least a bunch of them. Grenadiers flanking up behind the Maxim as Pioneers just draw fire. Going for the cutoff point here, denying access to the fuel point there, very good. And we got ambush camouflage up in the machine gun, which will allow, of course, to get into optimal range with all the units. Plus, it's just a really nice bonus for weapons like the MD42 it gives, making them that much more lethal in the first burst. Maxim there falling back. Not entirely sure what's happening here. Might have been a misclick actually. Things happening too fast here for Puco. Either way, Maxim in a spot of bother. Machine gun here just hiding out. Gonna be repulsive. We got Guardsman there with DP light machine gun. Second guard squad there running for Puco. And the 33rd Tank Corps. And Maxim here under my command with ambush camouflage, by the way. Doesn't quite get the max, but it is close. Maxim flanking up behind the MD42 and the mortar position here. Lots of action across the field. 250 half track, good to go. They'll need some troops inside. And go Guardsman flanking into the Maxim. He's trying to flank, but instead gets halted by the ambush fire. Ambush camouflage, really great ability. Yeah, so didn't expect us hiding in this bush, yeah? Yeah, despite it, she likes the only bush about. And then go rushing in the half track with the infantry inside, allowing me to quickly reposition troops and get them where need fast, which is actually a surprisingly handy thing. It's kind of why the Germans, initial pushes succeeded as well, because they could just get troops very fast where they wanted them fast, and the enemy could react. Back here, the troops hitting reinforcing for Puco. Maxim making way to put back. And these opening up there on the Maxim crew. And we got Gas going for the cop, and we're going to heavy machine gun crew there, and opening up the gas out in the open. Maxim there, they're caught by the Grenadiers and wiped. And of course, with the half tank, I can quickly recruit and reinforce everyone included, so I don't have to retreat anyone. Again, the half track is just sheer amazing if you know how to use it. So there we go. Quick reinforcement on the field, ensuring I can actually grow my strength on the front line without having to retreat anything. That is a pretty potent ability. Machine gun there, Veteran G2. Pack 40 in the way, since there's the possibility he's going to rush out T-70 versus me, in which case not having a Pack 40 is a pretty bad idea. So I'm going to go for the Pack 40 just in case. Also, we got a demo charge here on that spot. And gets a full whack on that Grenadiers. There's sneaky work by Puco, very sneaky. But so far, strong map control here using ambush machine guns and the half-track also a bit here. Guardsman strange rate though. This time though, they managed to make behind it. He goes for a deeper flank, he's anticipating here, but in this case, even getting past the machine gun set up there. And there you go, catches it with a grenade. Getting a wipe on my Maxim. Able to reclaim it there. Nasty loss for me. Very nasty. Did not anticipate that deeper flank, but there you go again. Just popping ambush camouflage on the other one. Grenadier setting out then the 251 Mittlere Schützenpanzerwagen to swiftly counterattack into the east for the fatherland. And we can see the tank coming going for Puco. I should also be going for minesweepers at this stage, and I am in fact, but hadn't fully reinforced the squad. But the half track once more proves helpful. And go counterattack with the 251 half track. Rapidly launched. And go Garten pushed back. Gets a kill. Peter S dropped. And then quickly popping into the half track before my troops get suppressed, or at least too badly suppressed, and quickly move on to the next Maxim. There we go. Rushing forwards for the fatherland. Quickly forcing retreat there and getting the fuel point back for Deutschland. He's making a run there for the Peter S. Quickly, Petrov, get it! We cannot let such precious technology fall into fascist hands. I'm pretty sure they have better stuff than these. Shut up. Mines there, sadly not cleared out. And the center machine carrying up the point here. In the west, we got a deep flank on the fuel point there. Very nice work there by Puco. But I got fuel control here, and that's definitely a problem for Puco. I mean, again, I'm just focusing there, since naturally that's just how I get the best advantage of ammo or any sort of faction. Really just focus on the fuel. The center victory point, at least for now, isn't quite as important as just controlling the fuel. Falling back with the half track here. In the west, we got the Maxim going for the Guardsman and successfully pushes them off. Probably because he wasn't anticipating it, by the looks of it. So will he go for a T-70, will he go for the M6, or will he try and move straight ahead for the mechanized armor company and something a bit bigger? In the meanwhile, pushing ahead for the deployment core, and we can see Puco here is going for the T-70 light tank. The Red Army advances, mine sent off by the mortar. We can see he's actually not even fully reinforcing his Maxim, he's just keeping it 3 men in most cases, figuring that's basically what they need in most cases anyway, to retreat them fast enough. I guess Gasp moving up there, having equipped them with that excellent anti-tank rifle. He definitely wants that ready. Going for a flank here on the MD-42. But we got the half to the raid to support if necessary. In this case, they have to retreat the machine gun right away. Big push up here. Maxim though running into the ambushed Maxim, resulting in a wipe. Because ambush Maxims are still pretty good. Puco here now much more on the offensive, going for the calf points, but he's just looking to disconnect from the fuel as much as possible, as efficiently as possible. Very good counter move here, rifle made off though, light machine gun, half track just providing heavy fire there, and the Guardsmen are just overwhelmed by the power of mechanized infantry. But the mechanized part needs some maintenance. And there we go, got the T-70 moving in, going to have to retreat from here. Half track rushing too far ahead. The side of that. So there you go, Puco strikes viciously for the motherland. But I can soon go for a Panzer IV to give that an issue. Pack 40 Grenadiers and before coming into counterattack. Still hasn't grabbed that Maxim. We should probably do that tonight. We got Grenadiers flanking up here. Going to try and sprint and Panzerfaust. A nice little combo there you can do. And it hits a tree. Mein Gott, Helmut! You hit the tree, Helmut! The tree, you Dummkopf! Needs to pioneer for his engineers with the anti-tank rifle. Engineers coming to support the other engineers, but looks like he's more concerned with grabbing points. I definitely describe it as a tiny thing we do a bit better there. And Panzerkampfwagen 4 on the way for the fatherland. Germany. Maxim just left behind. He's been losing a lot of them, but again that's part because he doesn't reinforce them. He's actually floating quite a bit of manpower, so I'm not entirely sure why he isn't even fully reinforcing them in several cases. And there we go, using reconnaissance just to make sure I don't sneak up on him. He certainly realised I like to flank and I like to hit hard if possible. There goes Storms running in to further surprise the guards from there, forcing them away. Mortify away on the guardsmen. Grenadiers are being suppressed, need to retreat. In the west here, being the Maxim close to losing the Grenadiers. In fact, still kind of losing it. Stormtroopers going with fuel point here. Maxim running up in support. Pack 40 nearby. Panzer running as well here. And Grenadiers. Oh, the Maxim got wiped. Grenadiers did not, but they could still be closer. T-Sun moving up behind. Panther 4 going in, and I lost the Grenadiers. Caught that because I wasn't paying attention. Too much going on there. And the T-Sun flanking at Pack 40, but it's getting a bit risky. There's a Panzer 4 nearby, so has to move back in front of the Pack 40 here. And the Panzer 4 is also nearby. And I'm going to even pop incendiary arpit just to increase my chances of knocking out Puco's T-70 light tank. And there you go. Pop goes that one. Still, Puco has managed to gain most of the map, and he's also been able to kill some of my infantry more consistently, so I am lacking a bit there. Puco following up here with the SIS-3, still flooding more manpower than I'm comfortable with, and he really should be adding in more troops. Plus reinforces Maxims fully. There we go, reinforcement on the way. Half-track rushing out there just to get that Maxim at the front line reinforced again. Which actually now means I've got more machine guns than my opponent. I got the same amount of Maxims actually as my opponent as well. Panther moving eastwards with a Maxim pulling up behind. You know, Fritz, I kind of find it fun to catch this little thing about. Yeah, it's fun, I guess. Just, you know, don't want to lift it. Repairing the machine gun there, that was actually accidental, but it's not actually a bad idea. Stormtroopers popping into the half track. Not quite enough munitions though for the assault rifles. Yet. Engineers flanking up behind. And there you go, Puco's force is now looking a lot more lively, having also expended his manpower a lot more efficiently. He's also got the victory point lead on me and got half track counterattacking for Deutschland right past the Guards Maxim crew. Bomb grenade off, mortar round as well. Doesn't quite have much of an impact, but it does force retreat here in the east. Field gun moving up, Panther needs to be careful. Peter has dropped in the trees. We got a third guard squad as well here for Puco. That is a lot of elite infantry for the rations. Also means he's actually got the infantry advantage over me. So that's a bit of a worrisome point there. Panther 4 falling back here from the aggressive pursuit there of Puco and the 33rd Tank Corps here. As the men of the 1st Panzer Division prepare for the next series engagements. Stormtroopers still some time off there from a Sturmgewehr upgrade. Pioneer sitting out behind the wreckage of the T-70. Ready to ambush for Deutschland. And there we go, Puco pulling here for the mechanized armor company. Fast T-34 could be useful. It could also, of course, go for the K1 heavy tank, which the Panzer IV will struggle a bit with, due to its heavier armor, though technically the Panzer IV by 1944-45 would actually have better armor than the KV-1. Fun fact. Grenade there off from the mortar, nice work there, but Puco and there you go, machines from a pretty bad spot. They didn't expect, you know, to run into a huge horde of guards. You can see there, all of the DP light machines can do some very heavy damage fast and almost cost me the max from there. So I got a bit lucky there, to be honest, a bit lucky. Half track waiting here, I'm just waiting for the right time to just sort of charge in with a half track. Looks like there might be a bigger push here through the centre from Puco. Another field gun on the way. Panzer going to be arriving here to sort of flash out the frontline troops with some more Sturmgewehrs, as the Stormtrooper squad is getting upgraded with them as well. So they're going the calf point. Nice work there, always worth to just, you know, hit the points indirectly if you can't go for the point directly. In this case, you can go for both, which of course is also a pretty good idea. Force me, of course, to have to consider, you know, prioritize which one is more important. There you go, big push here. Guardsmen, field guns, engaging to serve. Max is moving about his up, trying to, you know, set up some marks of fire here and here. Panzer guys are getting bombarded. Panther 4 moving up, grenade off on the Maxim here, almost causing white guard coming from the flank as well. And there you go, setting up for a flank here with a half track, getting up behind the Russian troops. Maxim wiped out, mortar getting heavy damage as well here. But there we go, Deutschland surprise. Assholes. And there we go, sweeping in with the Stormtroopers. Half track, they're flying counterclass, well done. These are all guards being pinned down there by the Maxim. Field gun crew wiped out. Half track needs to fall back, they're close to 82. Stormtroopers just ripping through the rations. There we go, mortar files making impact there. Guardsmen taking heavy casualties, and we see a white PTS and DP light machine gun drop. Engineers could also be wiped out here. Stormtroopers barely survive. Whew, that was a brutal engagement in there. More guards released once. In fact, Puco ended up losing not one, but 2 guard squads. An absolute thrashing he took there, and all was just, part of a nicely executed half-track flank. He also took some losses, but ultimately nothing quite as bad. Puco, it seems like, is aiming for the K1 tank here. Max, we're getting blasted there. Going to do this with ambush camouflage and 2 light machine guns. Which means they can actually lay down some pretty heavy firepower if they come in from an ambush position. In this case, they're taking too much fire and need to retreat right away. Grabbing the field gun here right under my nose, but his forces are being very extended. But he's also clearly setting up resources for that KV-1, and he should actually be able to go for it now. Or at least be close to it. He's just needing a bit more manpower here. And he gets away with the field gun, avoiding the total loss of it. And another unit wiped here. By the looks of it. In this case, it looks like just retreating, halting and repair. And there you go, Puco is going for the KV-1. The Clement Vorishal of 1 tank. Most KV tanks that by 1944-45 would have been KV-85s, which is sort of the interim solution to get the IS-2 series going. Was essentially a KV-1 tank with a bigger turret, mounting the 85mm gun from the T-45. Half-tap being fixed up. Kennedy's advancing there. Machine gun just heading out there, halfway to Veterancy Fleet. And Puco reinforcing, having seen there's some rather excruciating losses. He's actually pushing out his support teams at rather low health states because he's feeling so much under pressure here. And there we go, got the K1 tank out. Will this be able to relieve sufficient pressure for Puco on the front line to turn things around once more? At least sort of level things up. But there you go, Panzer sprinting up behind the Maxim. Or at least I thought I was about to get it done, but there you go, K1 tank to the rescue. And of course, as soon as I see that one, I go for the Stug, because my Panzer IVs are not going to work too well versus a K1. Stugs, on the other hand, will. Puco needs more infantry, that's for sure. Got the K1 setting out, their Panzer, they're being pursued, almost wiped out. Very low on health and just actually rushing straight into my base by the looks of it. That is a rather risky move, he's not careful. There you go, Panther 4 going for it, K1 falling back here. But poor movement there by me, exposed to the rear of the Panther 4 to the KV-1. And I quickly just disengage. Rather than trying to salvage that engagement, which will probably just end up losing me the Panzer 4 rather than getting the KV-1. But there you go, Sturmgeschützlei Aspingear arriving. More guardsmen out there for Puco and the 33rd Tank Corps. Grenadiers under heavy fire, mortar fire rain down, rifle grenades being unleashed. There we go, taking out half the guard squad. Field gun blasting away, should probably be ordered not to shoot at infantry in order to be pulled back for enforcement and healing. K1 then just sweeping elsewhere. Half-track Vintage hasn't done any killing, though it has done some damage obviously, and always he's just provided valuable support in several critical engagements. Setting out for a push towards the west again. Puco at least in order to shift his weight across on the battlefield, very good. More engineers for Puco, since he's actually got no way of repairing his KV-1 at the moment, which is actually pretty crucial. And going in there for the K1 with the Sturmgeschütz. Target sighted, I think. Yeah. Feuer frei, Ludwig. Ah, scheiße. You're too slow, Ludwig. Too slow. And there you go. Ambush Maxim once more. Saving the day for Germany. And let's ambush Maxim. Getting run off by the Panzer IV. quick grenade on the Maxim, but behind heavy cover they shouldn't get wiped, and the the Guardsman will remain pinned down. In fact, getting incredibly close there to Veteran 3. Can rush the other half to they just reinforce instead of retreating it, as long as nothing more happens. K1 on the move here for Puco. Sending in though, unsupported is not the best move, just makes it target practice for the Stug and the Panzer IV crew, landing several penetrating hits down the K1. Down to, well, more or less half health there. More shots flying in the general direction, they're not quite hitting. And all of a sudden, getting misses there. And there you go, Field gets a good hit, K1 almost down, but the Panzer IV's down to half health already to fall back. Looks up. Almost got the Panzer IV there, almost, and K1 escapes it. Barely. Puco, they definitely need to be more careful with how used to the K1. He should try and look more to flank me rather than just in a drumming in front of me. It's not the most efficient man in there. Another Stug on the way for Germany. Back at healing reinforcement, and there you go. We got 4 guard squads now here for Puco. 4 of them. Yeah, that Panzer IV fixed up. Schnell. Stormtroopers on guard here. And we got Grenadiers and Panthers moving eastward. So we got the guys moving up from side of the house. Interesting he's setting it up there though. And infantry moving up. They're trying to clear them out. More supporting as well here. Guards in a bit of a prickly situation. We've got another guard coming from the north. More DP light machines of Puco. 4 guards from them is manpower wise kinda expensive, and you should definitely, I think, prioritize now beginning pulling up more tanks here, but of course keeping his own K1 intact so he can get more than 1 tank going at the same time. And just retreat here since the guards will just keep pushing onwards. The main infantry is bleeding out. I'd rather not waste more manpower in that since I'm not exactly going to get anywhere after this anyways at that stage, so better just preserve my troops and avoid any pointless losses. Maxim straight to the MG42 and getting sawn apart there in a matter of seconds. And straight into the Veteran 3 now. Ambush machine gun, as you can note, they just does incredible damage. Getting several kills there on the enemy Maxim crew. Back here healing reinforcement with the medic bunker finally up. Took me awfully long to get it going. K1 almost done there for Puco. But again, the heavy manpower bleed is not having out there going for any more armor. There we go, large assault here on the Maxim position. But there actually gets the kind of killed, and they're flanking up on the Maxim. Forcing retreat there. Well, rather than risk wasting that. And these got Panzer Grenadiers moving in, heavy light machine gun for planning for the Panzer as they advance. And there you go, Rifle Gate forcing that, and they have hidey holes dropping a light machine gun as well there. For the Panzer Grenadiers to utilise. Panzer IV swiftly moving westwards to counter-attack here, though we got a field gun backing up the Guardsman. Very good work there by Puco. K1 is also finding the move there. There you go. Opening up here, Panzer IV finding himself buttoned up, and there you go, focus down here on Puco's defenders. K1 moving ahead, we got the pack 40 ready, and then Stugs could theoretically flank the pack with K1, and there you go, K1 rushing straight past the pack here. Guards are being suppressed, ensuring they can't clear out the pack easily. There you go, trying to blitz away with the Panzer IV, but I fear it ends up being too late, and there you go, the Panzer IV is kaput. Pack 40 here is going to get flanked by the K1, we got the Stugs on the move though, rather slowly, supported by Stormtroopers. And there you go. Artillery fire on the machine gun, almost taking out the crew there entirely to retreat that one. Pack 40 getting whacked here, field gun up in the Sturmgeschütz. K1 almost down here, Storms round to flank in behind, and oh, shot bounced. K1 that finally goes down, Stug need to fall back, Guardsman pulling ahead here. Stormtroopers around there, go, got the assault rifle equipped one moving in as well here. Clearing out the field gun in a matter of moments, leaving Puco final out, and there you go, we got the half-track rushing in with more passengers to the front line. The Panzer Grenadiers with the DP light machine gun arrive as well here. And with this artillery overwhelms remaining guards, which Puco was too slow to retreat, ensuring total annihilation, and then quickly popping the half Panzer Grenadiers in alongside the Stormtroopers ready to counterattack elsewhere. There you go, guards flanking in there, the Maxim. Almost getting a wipe there successfully. Stooks are dealing with the advancing guardsmen. Trying to stall here for the half-track with the troops to arrive. There we go. Wiping out the guardsmen in a matter of seconds. But no, Petrov makes it. And he needs to put with all his guards, or machine guns, straight into the ambush grenadiers, who quickly do some heavy damage in the first Maxim. In fact, more or less wiping it out there. Again, ambush camouflage and upgraded grenadiers is also pretty good. And just swiftly shifting my troops in there. Another K1 on the way there for Puco. Assault labs on the way there for the second Stormtrooper squad. There we go. Maxim's about to get a hell of a surprise. Überraschung! And striking. With the power of 1,000 racks, they just wipe them out in a matter of seconds. And there go, more machine guns up to take up positions there. Stooks being repaired, having been heavily damaged. Puco, though, is just basically down to 3 guard squads and an engineer. He's been taking so heavy losses at this stage.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Stormtroopers in the fire from the guards moving up. Gonna try and unleash a tactical advance, and there we go. Causing another wipe for Puco here in the 33rd Tank Corps. And the veteran 3 guardsmen do not fare much better out in the open. K1 there on the move here for Puco. Rolling straight through the lines. Straight for the max and rushing it off there. There we go, they're straight into the double Stooks. In this case, outmaneuvers them, moving a bit too aggressively, in fact. Not a good move by me, not a good move by me. I tried to split up the Stooks, so I can't just keep selling around both of them. Of course, it just means to close in number 1 Stook, which sadly can't get away. But at least it allows the other Stook to get some free shots than the K1, though the other one is more or less dead. Target weak point equipped the Triumph. In this case, he quickly shifts away so to try and get close to the Stook. I'm just in fact again moving away already there, so he has a chance of outmaneuvering the other Stook as well. Setting up here for the calf point, though. Puco does not give up, but he might soon have to. Half-track rushing in here, though not to deal with the K1, but to deal with the infantry trying to harass me. There you go, quickly up then, pop out to try and wipe the guardsmen. Stook here as the K1 finally getting into distance. Main gun out, and guardsmen there wiped out as well. But the K1 actually managed to get past the Stook again and just keeps trying around it, just trying to draw away my attention here. And C7, but there you go, K1 is down, Puco is down to a single guard squad, a field gun, and there we go. GG. Game over. End of the battle, of victory here for Germany, Deutschland. A brutal battle with some back and forth here between the two sides. In the end, which I think is decided in part just by the use of the ambush machine guns, which really just locked down a lot of his earlier moves. But also the half-track. I mean, just being able to shift around my troops and maintain better frontline cohesion just helped out a ton there. Made a match higher position that completely overwhelmed me. But also in several cases, you know, allowed for some pretty aggressive counterattacks. For example, here we just ended up losing so much there when he just flanked up behind with the troops behind him, getting out rid of several guardsmen and the field gun. That was absolutely critical there and really just gutted Puco's. I mean, a half-track well utilized is a really strong weapon, but also just ambush camouflage and units with automatic weapons, meaning upgraded grenadiers can really just do some heavy work, as you saw there, but also just the machine guns do ungodly work with ambush camouflage. I can really strongly recommend ambush camouflage and half-tracks for any Wehrmacht player. I mean, Puco certainly could have done better there, but there's certainly some issues with his strategy. I mean, I think he should at least have gone in for some conscripts earlier on to sort of augment their guardsmen, because just 2 guardsmen in some ways didn't mean he couldn't always, you know, exert as much pressure, and just relying too much on the Maxim in particular, the way he was trying to constantly outmaneuver with, you know, large attacks also gave him some problems there. So there are some issues there which probably could have avoided had he just, you know, slightly changed up, I think, his force composition there. Plus, more minds, I think, would also help Puco, and just probably supporting K1s in several times, adjusting them in utterly alone, which really diminished their strength, whereas in most cases, my armor was usually supported by some infantry, at least was very rapidly then supported by infantry via the half-track, just quickly, you know, throwing them out there. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. If you'd like to do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links in the video description. This is Imperialdane. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Cheers, everybody.